2 rows on the bonus events are now complete, and now we just have 1 row to go, and then we will be done. So, I actually did pretty well in the Royal Flush. I actually managed to finish just 6 points behind Sophia. I think if I was a little bit more greedy, I might consider doing it again to try and see if I can win, but since I don't have to do that because of the cheat codes this game has, I don't really feel like I need to do that. Anyway, we've got 3 track racing events, as we've got Sand Speedway, Tri-Loop Special, and Crash Alley. And in terms of our stadium event, we have got basketball. Let's begin at Sand Speedway. I think this probably is a sense of deja vu, because I think I did actually drive on a Sand Speedway before in the previous game, or something that looked quite similar to this. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah, this is definitely that oval track configuration I drove on before. I'm pretty sure that's what this reminds me of. And I get a power hit on Sally. And I just miss a power hit on Jack. I was really wanting to get that one, but unfortunately it didn't pan out. Anyway, I am still in the fight, as I trip over a cone in the process. How far can I get from here without completely damaging myself? And going round the outside and passing Sally. Can I get a slam on Sophia? No, I don't. At least I come close, though. I do get some damage on her, however, which is good enough for me as I spin Sally round. And the carnage continues, as I would have expected, and Jason has wrecked. I think he hit Frank. Yeah, it was definitely Frank he hit, who is now a lap down. Now it's a battle between the 2 best drivers on the grid. Can I beat Jack? I had to wreck him to beat him, but I did manage to beat him. And I was also, I think, 1400ths off beating... No wait, hold on. Okay, I was more than a second off the fastest lap. My correction. So, I win by 3/10 over Sophia, as a result of me wrecking Jack. Kind of had to do that. Sophia 2nd, Jack 3rd, Sally 4th, Katie 5th, Jason 6th, Ray Carter in 7th, and it was Frank Malkov who once again came home last. I already have a replay recorded with the Lintus, and I get drilled by Jason right before the game leaves me standing there. Was probably going to happen either way. Anyways, 3 slams, 1 power hit, and no bonus top driver rewards. However, I do still get a bonus of 4,700 credits. Now takes my total up to 57,000, as we now move on to Tri-Loop Special. I am using the Lantus for this because this car is the most durable. And because it works. Right. Second race of the level 3 race class. And immediately I get my first slam on Sally. And I also get one on Jack, who I send into the wall. And my second slam is on Katie, who I also get a super flip. And from someone, I also got a super flip reward. So it looks like it's going to be Sophia and Sally again. However, because this course does have overhead bridges, we're not having to worry about being absolutely killed by the AI this time, unlike before. Because we have overhead bridges. And that's a wall. I'm really not having a good time trying to catch up with the leaders right now. Oh, they've wrecked. And I get a power hit on Sophia. Okay, I am steadily closing in on Sally. Could I be victorious, maybe? We'll wait and see. I could be close, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be close enough. At least not yet, anyway. We are both driving the same car after all, so it's hard to say for sure. And I managed to pull off the slingshot from the outside. Cool and good. I narrowly beat Sally to the line, and chaos ensues behind us, as my car is flipped over. But anyway, so I just managed to nab the win from Sally by a second. Then Jack was third, with Katie fourth. Sophia, after I overtook her, dropped down to fifth. Then Frank was sixth, with Ray seventh, and Jason finished eighth and last. So apparently, Sally, who was the girl that I gave a slam to on the start, I also managed to I also managed to psych her out at the finish. And I definitely gave someone a super flip, but I couldn't tell you who. But either way, I can certainly say my El Camino-shaped Lantus got the job done. I did make a few mistakes, but I was able to come back and win, which is what I wanted to do. And I also kept it in pretty good condition for most of the race, by this game's standards. Sure, I did have a few hits, but that's fine, because, well, I still came out a winner. I think I just wanted to get this replay just because, well, I want to see if I can actually get a shot of me racing Sally to the line. Because it was a pretty good race. And then as soon as I stopped in the middle of the track, that was when all hell broke loose behind us. It was basically the big one, once we finished. That's just how much carnage there was at the finish line. But either way, I still won. That's all that matters. So 700 credit bonus, got 3 slams, 1 power hit, and 1 super flip. And those are your top drivers from the race. However, I still get the big payday, because I got 4,900 credits. I think we're good on which... I think we're good over whichever street class car we decide to buy for level 1. I think we're good. And now we move on to basketball. Our penultimate bonus event of the race class. And you know what I'm going to use for this? Yeah, let's use Nucleon for this one. I think I have used every other stunt car up to this point. This is the only one I haven't used, if I recall correctly. Launch your driver through the basketball hoops to score points. The points given by the hoop are shown above it. After a hoop is scored, it is closed and yields no more points. Bonus points can be earned by slamming your driver through the hoop hard enough. So in other words, we're basically slam dunking our driver then. Press and hold the launch button to increase the launch angle. Release the button to set the angle and launch your driver. Do not cross the fault line or your try is forfeit. In flight, use the aerobatic controls to maneuver your driver. Maneuvering reduces your airspeed. Press the launch button to give your driver a small upwards nudge. You scored 10, 9 points plus the dunk. Okay, I think that's simple enough. Although what isn't simple enough is getting the correct launch angle. Can I score 5? I score nothing. Okay, that was terrible. Let's try that again. Just need to try and see if I can do that 4 more times now. Okay, so I know the launch angle. I also know which number I basically need to score for this. Depending on which one actually works for me. Well, I'm going to score 3. I scored the Thunder Dunk. Although I still don't think it's going to be enough to keep me in the lead. Surprisingly, it is. The Thunder Dunk keeps my first place run alive. For now. So I think that's now 2 nets I've scored in, so I cannot score in either of those nets again. Let's try and see where I can score next. I get another Thunder Dunk and I score 8. So I'm tied for first with Ray on 24. 3 rounds down, 2 to go. Still aiming for a top 3 result. Not going for the win, but if I do manage to get the win, then that will surprise me. It really will. If I manage to be successful enough. And so far, that seems to be the case. As I just scored another 8. I don't think that's going to be enough to keep me in the lead, though. I am still tied for the lead with Ray. So, 32 all in the 5th and final round. Who will win in basketball? I think I should be guaranteed to get a top 3 result, but I am hopeful in saying that I can manage to net together a good enough score to at least get a top 3 result. Or if not winning, then second for sure, if I get this right. Okay, can I get the 6? Come on, get the 6, get the 6, get the 6. There we go. I think that should be enough for the win. Because I'm pretty sure that should put my sum total up to 41. And it does. Honestly, once I really got used to that, that was actually a lot of fun. I really had fun with that one. I can definitely say I was shooting hoops with that one. So I scored 10 points in the first round, 6 points in the second, then I got 2 8s in the third and fourth rounds, and then in the final round, I got 9, which was enough for me to win by 2 points over Ray. Then it was Jack in third with 33, Sophia completes the top 4 as she scored 30, and then the bottom 4, we have Sally with 18, Katie scored 17, who missed most of her shots, as did Jason, who only scored in the final 2 rounds, and Frank with his shots, they were on and off, even though they were pretty low scores, as he only scored 9. But anyway, there we go. That was basketball. And surprisingly, my first stunt event win in this game. Because I decided that winning the other event was simply too hard. For now. Unless I decide to do a cleanup. If I feel eager enough, then I might do a cleanup, but not until I am done with everything else. In terms of the classes. So 5100 credits and I scored 41 points. And I'm now up to a nice number of credits. Just under 70,000. My god, that is a lot of cash. Oh, that is so cool. That stadium gold... Honestly, it's just chef's kiss, is what that is. It just fits the stadium so perfectly. Really does. Now let's get on with Crash Alley. Our final bonus event of the race class. I am sure there is going to be carnage. Still, I did not think I was going... Oh yeah, this is in reference to one of the tracks in the first FlatOut game as well. I've definitely driven this one before. I know I have, because this feels like a paperclip. No wait, not a paperclip. I know I'm thinking of something, but I don't know what it is. And that did not work. However, I do manage to move up into third, and I get spun round by Ray. And the AI ultimately wrecks themselves, as that now puts me back up in the lead. As I get a power hit on Sally. And I think that was Sophia who wrecked. But right now, I have got a pretty comfortable advantage up top. I get a blast out and a super flip on Katie, and I also get some bonus hits on Jack. I think I might be the best wrecker by the time we're done with this, because I already have some pretty crucial hits on the AI as it currently stands. So something tells me this win is going to be easy, because I have a big lead at the top. And Katie is out. I also get a big hit on Frank, as I wrecked her out. So it looks like it's just myself and Ray who are left to battle for this one. Had to reset my car. Ray is closing in, but I don't think he's going to catch me in time. Gets a little twitch there. And there we go. I win. And the bridge has just fallen over. So, I win by 6 seconds over Ray. Then we had Jason in third. Then it was Jack Benton who finished 4th, Sophia 5th, Sally 6th, and Frank finished in 7th and last. And of course, as you probably saw, I effectively wrecked Katie out of this race. Wasn't intentional, but I just had to be there to basically wreck her out. Again, this is technically bounty racing because, well, we technically are having to just murder each other for money. That's kind of what this game rewards you with. Not in real life, of course, but in the game it basically does that. If I am being quite honest with myself. But either way, there we go. And I get a pretty big payday as well. 2 slams, 2 power hits, 1 super flip, 3 blast outs, 2 crash outs, and 1 wrecked. My god, that is one hell of a chunk of dough. 4,500 credits, and I think we're going to be under 80 grand by the time we get our race reward. Oh yeah, and I also get that as well. So, 600, 900, and 1200, so far I've earned a total of 5,700 credits. How much more am I going to earn? Okay, so let's work this out. So I got 4,500 credits for the race rewards, and then for the top driver rewards I got another 1,200. That puts my total up to 5,700. Then if I add 5,300, that's equivalent to... I won 11 grand from Crash Alley. Literally 11,000 credits. That's how much I won from that. That is insane. That amount of money. Anyway, there we go. That's the race class now complete. And I haven't decided over whether or not I will do a stunt cleanup, but you will know soon enough, as I sweeped the level 3 events. And now that that's done, we can move on to our third and last class of the career, the street class. So that is now the race class well and truly done. And all we have left is the race class. Coming in the next episode of FlatOut 2.